Good afternoon and welcome to Perfumes and Pastry. I'm Melissa and this is my first perfume video, my first collection video. I've been wanting to do a perfume channel since 2018 when I discovered there was such a thing as a fragrance community. I didn't know people loved perfume to the extent where they collected them, where they actually had forums and discussions on them. So, and YouTube channels, large YouTube channels. But when I discovered that, I fell in love because I've always loved perfumes. Started wearing perfumes as a teenager. Used to walk from school lots of miles to save money to purchase perfumes because that wasn't in my budget as a student. So I started off with designer perfumes, but more the pricey ones like Guerlain. I wore like Oscar de la Renta as a teen, and I know those are not the things that teens would usually wear back in the day, but it's what I wanted. It's when I went into the stores and I sampled it. That's what I wanted to smell like when I went to my different church events and concerts and things like that. So it's taken me long enough, but I'm moving house. I've already started to pack and I decided why not finally start your perfume channel. And it's a way of documenting my fragrances that I've loved, that I've had, that I've hated for the last few years. And I'm going to declutter the ones that are no longer serving its purpose. I don't want to move with these perfumes to my new place, so I decided start your channel, do a collection video, discuss what you're going to declutter. And so if you want to ever remember what perfumes you had or got rid of, you could always go back and look at the video. So that's a good reason as any to do a perfume video. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to do this in parts because I'm new here. And attention spans are getting shorter and shorter, aren't they? So I'm going to do it in parts, maybe 2 or 3 parts. I'm going to do my full bottles first. And then I'm going to do, well, not today. I had a very long day, but this has been so long coming that I just had to do it when I got home. So, and I'm going to do all of my decants, all of my minis, all of my niche in subsequent videos. So, and then I'm going to do reviews, of course, because that's one of my favorite parts, is actually discussing the perfume, performance, notes, similarities to other perfumes. So, without further ado, in no particular order, and forgive me if I use the word really, really enjoy, really, really love, but that's all part of it, right? So, the first perfume, Cocoa Paradise by Bath & Body Works. I'm not going to be doing any notes in this video or anything like that, just to try and keep them short. Can't wait to review this one. The coconut note in here reminds me of something from my childhood. So I want to discuss this one really badly. I didn't think I would ever purchase a Bath & Body Works perfume because they weren't really my thing in terms of the, how to put it, just the quality of it. It's not bad, but it's very beginner-like, right? There's hardly any depth or anything to it. But in any case, I'm happy to have it in my collection. So that's Cocoa Paradise by Bath & Body Works. So the next one in my collection, Modern Muse Le Rouge by Estee Lauder. This is a rose perfume. This is quite good. I fell out of love with it for a few years, about 3 or 4 years now, but wore it to bed last night. And it was good. So I'm going to be decanting this, giving my mom a decant of it because I wanted to finish up. I've had this since 2017 and it's time I completed this bottle. So this is Modern Muse Le Rouge by Estee Lauder. Next fragrance. This one, I walked into the store. Well, this is something I've been doing for years. I would always go to perfume counters and just ask to sniff different perfumes usually based on the designer or the house. If it's one that I already love, I'd want to find out what's new and sniff it. This is Mont Blanc Signature. This is another good one, and this really made the rounds in the fragrance community on YouTube. I don't know if it did on Instagram or not. I'm not really on Instagram. So, but I do know on YouTube this was a big one, and I was so happy that I have it in my collection. It really does smell good. Really does. It's really good quality for the price as well. So Mont Blanc Signature. I just want to say, I did this video before. I recorded this video before, 43 minutes, and I decided that's not fair to anybody, so let me just do it over, right? So that's why I'm speaking so fast. So this is Le Panther by Cartier, or Cartier, whichever one you prefer. I really enjoy this. This is a sheep or Chypre, however you prefer to pronounce it. One of my favorite categories of fragrance. So yeah, this is a 30 ml bottle. And I forgot, one of the important things was, would I repurchase? Yeah. So would I repurchase this? Yes, I would repurchase this fragrance. And I would purchase it in the same size, the same 30 ml bottle. I wouldn't want to get a bigger bottle of this. Not because I don't enjoy it, but because I don't wear it a lot. And a little goes a long way with this one. So yeah, I would repurchase this one. Le Panther Eau de Parfum. Eau de Parfum by Cartier. And yes, I would repurchase the Mont Blanc Signature. The Modern Muse Le Rouge, I wouldn't repurchase that one. And of course the Bath & Body Works Cocoa Paradise. I don't know if that's still available, but I wouldn't repurchase that. That was just a Bath & Body Works semi-annual sale. I think it was Christmas time, and I just wanted to be a part of the sale. That's all it was. La Petite Robe Black Perfecto by Guerlain. So this is a little gem. It's a bit unusual smelling, but I really like this perfume. But it's one that I prefer to wear with different hairstyles, like with my hair unwrapped. This is the Caribbean, and people tend to get ideas in their head. And this perfume contains leather as one of the notes, so it is not a mass appealing fragrance. It smells, it's a bit on the niche side, I would say, because this is not one you'd walk up to every counter and it smells similar to anything else, or there's anything else there that smells similar to this. So it's a little bit niche smelling. So this is what I prefer to have my hair combed back in a bun or something like that, or in a how to put it, just have it let down, but not with my hair tied up like this, because for the unsuspecting nose, this has sort of an esoteric smell to it, sort of like kind of a mother corn husk vibe, right? Not to me, but I've had people say that. So when I'm wearing this one, there's a particular look I want to have. I don't want to have the head tie and all of that, right? Would I repurchase this one? Maybe, but I want to try others in the line. So I don't know that I would purchase this in a hurry. And also, I'm not going to go through this 30 ml bottle that quickly, because this is really like a cold weather fragrance, and we only have 2 seasons here in Trinidad. We have dry and rainy season, and the rainy seasons of the last few years haven't been that cold. So yeah, this is just going to be like a one-time purchase. So next one, forgive the dirty little, I didn't want to take off the little cover and wash it. This is how I got it. I had a neighbor that came from Canada, and when she was leaving, she left this with me because she didn't want to go back with too many things, and she knows that I like perfume. So this is Burberry, and it's a little 30 ml, I think. So I like the smell of this. This is a classic, but I'll be decluttering this on my collection because I don't wear it and I don't enjoy it as much. It's very white floral, but it's a good perfume and it's good value for money. When I do see the full bottles, and especially when I see it on the grey market, it's a good perfume for the price, especially if you like white florals, and it's very long lasting and great sillage. And of course I said I'm going to do reviews on all of these individually in subsequent videos, but you know, if I just start calling out names of perfume and just going, it's just going to be really boring. Victoria's Secret teas. I never thought I'd purchase a bottle of Victoria's Secret perfume. I always wanted to, because in my mind it's like one of those very feminine and girly brands. That of course it is. And I always wanted to own a perfume from Victoria's Secret. So they had a sale about 4 years ago in one of their stores, and I went testing and I really enjoyed this one. I guess it's the pear note in here. I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it a whole lot. I just kept wearing it to go to bed. I disagreed with the name Tease when I first got it, but after wearing it, I decided, yeah, the name is very appropriate. And I'll explain why when I do the review. I'll explain why I think Tease is very appropriate for this one. Would I repurchase? Yes. And I've already purchased what do you call them again? A roller ball of one of these. So yeah, I would repurchase a full bottle though. Oh my gosh. My Flora Botanica by Balenciaga. I absolutely love this. I try not to use the word love too much. But gosh, I enjoy this perfume so much, and I wish it wasn't discontinued. I was gonna buy a backup bottle of this. This was gifted to me by a YouTuber by the name of Deborah Day as one of her subbies. So I was gonna buy it, and she said, "Don't buy it, don't buy it," because she did a review, and I was like, "I've been watching that perfume for years. I'm gonna have to get it." And she said, "No, don't go and purchase that," because, of course, she understood that our currency, I would kind of like round it up like $7 US, seven of our dollars to one US dollar, and at the time this perfume was 100 and about 150 US. So, and it's not about the 150 US, it's after that you're going to have to pay duties and taxes and all the other things that go with it. And of course, the delivery fees and stuff. So, she gifted this to me. I had never smelled it before. I only have it pinned on my Pinterest board for about 5 years before she gifted it to me in 2017. I love this perfume so much. It's how I'll put it, like quintessential. It's like me. It's like part of my personality, the way it smells and some of the notes. But it's been discontinued. I'll discuss it more when I do the review, but I just had to gush over this one. Will I repurchase? If I could have, I would have. Back then. But there was some sort of conflict with Balenciaga and whatnot, so I may not if I got the chance. Angel Eau de Toilette by Mugler. Used to be called Thierry Mugler, but it's just Mugler now. So this is a great eau de toilette. It's floral fruity. It's not basic by any means. Doesn't smell generic. This is definitely a step up from your generic everyday. And there's nothing wrong with generic everyday fruity flowers or perfumes. As a matter of fact, Teas by Victoria's Secret is one of those perfumes. And what we call them like easy reaches. You don't really have to think about that much. You're not going to offend anybody. You're going to smell really good. And that's what it is. But this isn't that. This is a step above that. If you want to be noticed, even though you're just out casual and about and shopping or whatever it is, or going doing your banking duties, this is one to have in your collection. Okay. Will I repurchase? Yes, I'll definitely repurchase. I may even repurchase a 100ml bottle and keep it in my collection just in case it's how am I forgetting my words? Discontinued. I'm not at the 15-minute mark yet, so I'll keep going. Narciso Poudre by Narciso Rodriguez. I have a joke about this one, and I'm going to give that joke when I do the review. It's very funny. At least to me and my mom and my sister is very. Actually, anybody that hears that joke is very funny, and you're going to have to laugh when you hear it. Yeah, this little beauty in this little cube is part of their cube collection. There's a white cube, a red cube, a black cube, and I was really hoping to own the red cube, but I never got to it in time, and then I think it was discontinued and I no longer see it, but I really love the red cube, and that was the one I fell in love with first when I smell it. But then when I went back, I decided on this one. So this is Poudre, a powdery scent. Would I repurchase? Yes, but in a 30ml bottle. I wouldn't repurchase a 100ml bottle. I don't need it. Ooh. Another one that's been discontinued a few years now. So this is Roberta Cavalli, just for her, in a gold bottle. This is along the lines of a gourmand perfume. But when I review it, I'll tell you exactly what they classify it as. But I would call it like a gourmand because there's like a hazelnut in here and some other sweet notes, edible notes. I really enjoy this perfume. I wish it wasn't discontinued. I would have repurchased another bottle at the time I had the opportunity because it was still available and locally too. But I wanted to purchase other things, and if you keep doing backup bottles, you're never going to get to try anything else. And if you're really a fragrance lover, it's also about sampling other types of perfumes. And if you fall in love with the sample, then you may want to own the bottle. So I really enjoy this one. It's no longer available. I'm not even seeing it not on the grey market, but I'm not seeing it on eBay anymore either. And when it was on eBay, they were asking, like, it was overdone. However, I recently acquired this one. I purchased this one, I ordered this one at Christmas, and it was delivered this year, believe it or not, sometime at the end of January. This is from Roberta Cavalli, not just, this is just for her, and this is just. This smells very similar to this. Can't remember who's the big sister and who's the little sister, but when I do the review, I'll probably do them back to back, because this smells very similar to this. The profile is very, very similar. I don't know how they achieved that, but it doesn't matter. So the fact of the matter is, because I can't get this, I just bought the 30 ml to see how I feel about it, because it does, I think it contains tiare flower, and that is not a note that I like to wear on a daily basis. So this is not a everyday perfume because of the tiare note for me, but it's a good perfume, great value for money. I review them. So that's the end of part 1, and you'll see me in part 2. Thank you for watching. I forgot to say that. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. And please leave a comment, because I enjoy leaving perfume comments, and I would enjoy reading them, definitely.